kinds of devotees who come to him. Now, before we delve deeper into this, let's see what is the basic requirement to come to Krishna. Can anyone come to Krishna, like in any body, in any species? What do you think? Can any being come to Krishna? Yes. Okay. Can you give an example or?
Because we are coming from Krishna only, because we are parts and parcel of Krishna.
Yes, we are part and parcel of Krishna. I'll rephrase my question. We all come to the temple, right? We have a desire and we come here. So Krishna is saying, he's telling us who can come to him, right? So the question is, there are around 84 lakh species, we know that, in the whole universe. So can we come to Krishna in any form, in any body? Yes.
Mataji, no, just because the intellect that you need to come to Krishna, just to understand, because without understanding, I don't think so I'll be here. That is, because you need to understand the process, like why I am here, what is the need. So because all the animal, although they can come with the association of devotees, I would say, like the Prabhupada, there was a dog and that he was going around and still go. So that's another thing. But other than that, to have that intellect, I think the human being as a human being is most important. I would say that.
Okay. So yes, I absolutely agree. She said the intellect is not that developed in other bodies, right? To have that understanding and come to Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
I disagree with this because in the story of Gajendra Moksha, even the elephant Gajendra who prays to Krishna when he is in distress, when the crocodile catches hold of his leg, Krishna comes and delivers him and gives him moksha.
That's a wonderful example. Gajendra got moksha, right? And with him the crocodile also did. So yes, there are examples of that, and we'll delve deeper into it in the coming chapters on how that happens. But if you look, these are the specific examples of Gajendra or the crocodile or other animals. Even now we hear stories of the elephants going to the temple offering flowers. We have so many stories even in the current time, especially in South Indian temples. There's about a crocodile who is a vegetarian and who is holding prasadam, and there is, right. So if you look back to their stories, they were humans before, right? They had developed that consciousness, and because of some offense or something, some curse probably from some sage, they got an animal body. But while in the evolution to come to a human body, can they come to Krishna? That example I totally agree, but those examples are of humans who went back into the animal body.
In this verse, though, there are only four things, right? Artha, which is distress, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then arthartha means you're seeking wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And then third is what?
Inquisitive.
Inquisitive, and then fourth
And
is
the
knowledgeable.
wise,
Right?
yeah.
So I think inquisitive and knowledgeable probably is part of human. And then arthartha, seeking wealth also human. But artha, that could be animal, like when he is attacked by someone bigger, some other bigger animal, then he is distressed, right?
But they just scream.
You do not know whether he is calling God or you do not know he is asking for help from the God. We do not know.
When they do, they come into Srimad Bhagavatam as the pastimes of the Lord.
Yeah.
Right? Like he said, Gajendra, he did call for the Lord, and the Lord come. Because in that time of distress, when we call for the Lord comes. The problem is right now we are not that distressed, and we don't call with so much love and intent that he does not come. But when you reach that stage and you're able to call the Lord comes. So those stories we find in the Bhagavatam, or we come to know because the Lord comes for them. So anyone else wants to add to that? Yes.
It depends. That's pretty much the tightest, most concise answer. As you said, Gajendra. Now, Shivananda Singh fed a dog on pilgrimage, I believe. Was it Shivananda Singh, the devotee in the Chaitanya Leela, who worried about the devotees during pilgrimage?
Yeah, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself sent one dog in his childhood pastime to back to Godhead, right? But that is the Lord or the devotee approaching the animal.
It depends.
Does the animal has that sense to know that I need to reach out to the Lord because I'm in the animal body and I'm in distress?
Mataji, when Gajendra and crocodile story, there is a past to that story also. They were like devotee Vaishnavas.
Yes,
I have read
exactly.
that. And then they did the offense
Mhm.
towards the Vaishnava, and that's why they were fallen.
Mhm.
And when they were fallen, they accepted that very, like if somebody curses us, we would be like, no, we don't want
Mhm.
these curses. But as a Vaishnava, they showed that humility and accepted that
Accepted.
curse, and then they came back. And that is the reason why the subconscious mind, I don't know anything more about scientifically how that works,
Mhm.
but because of that, they had this calling towards the God. So
Mhm.
maybe that could be one of the reason why some of the animals can, when they scream, obviously we don't know their language, they might be screaming towards the God, but at least you need something, some kind of, what called this? I don't know what to call it, Sukriti in English, but you
Yes,
need
yes.
something so that at least there is consciousness that you are calling. I'm not denying the fact that some animals cannot, they can, but I'm 100% sure that they had something in their past
Exactly.
that is with them today, and
Yes.
that's why they're doing it.
And sometimes that Sukriti is just eating prasadam. And what happens when they eat the prasadam? They get a human form. Now they have the human form, then they can approach Krishna. See, if you are in a prison and you don't know that you are in a prison, you will never struggle to get out of it, will you? To wanting to get out of the prison requires the understanding that I am in a prison. Only when I understand, oh, I am bound. I want to change myself, but I can't change. Why can't I change? I want to chant, for example. I want to chant, but I don't want to think about anything. But then I realize, no, my mind is not in my control. It seems nothing is in my control. So unless we have that understanding that I am imprisoned, I won't want to come out of it, right? I won't even know that I need to come out of it. So the animal, in the animal body, we don't have that cognizance. Our consciousness is not that expanded that we can have self-awareness, one thing, or the awareness of our surrounding. They have instinct, right? If a elephant, if a tiger is attacking you, they'll get that instinct and they'll run. But apart from them, they don't have any self-realization. They don't have, their consciousness is not that developed. And that's why if you see the theory of Darwin, what is there? That first we were in the sea, we were sea animals, then some reptile crawled out, then they developed something, and that's how the body developed. But they don't understand is it is also evolution of the soul. You are in a second grade, if you are given a calculus problem, you can't solve it. But when you pass second, third, fourth, fifth, go to 12th grade, then you can solve the calculus problem. Your intelligence has developed now. So as our consciousness expands and develops, according to that consciousness, we are given a body. And what does our Shastra says about it? After going to these 84 million species of life and so many millions of lifetime, we are in the same species for many times. We are a cat and we are a cat and we are a cat and we are stuck there. And then we go to the next form, we become a dog, then we become a bigger animal. So as our consciousness expands, finally we get a human form of life. And it is said to get a human form of life is the rarest thing in this universe. Even the Devatas would want to have a human form of life because they are also there in the heavenly planets for a limited time. They know they are not there permanently. So they also want to go back to the human. When humans do some kind of devotional service, Devatas come to hear. When we do Kirtan, Prabhupada used to say that Devatas come to hear our Kirtan. Because this is what we can do only in the human form of life. So the basic requirement, first of all, we need to be humans. Now, if you look in when we were in school, maybe 6th grade, 5th grade, sometime we talked about, but we are also from the animal kingdom, right? So if we take ourselves from the animal kingdom, if they say we are also from the animal kingdom, what are the similarities between animal and humans? We studied that in probably elementary school or I remember in elementary school. Yes.
Eating,
Eating,
sleeping,
sleeping.
mating, defending.
Yes, well, you said it all. So these are the things that are common between animals and humans, right? Animals do see, they also sleep, they eat, they mate, they defend, or they protect themselves. How do they protect? They make some kind of a house, they'll make a tunnel, or they make a nest, something to protect themselves. And they have those instinct in them that will protect themselves. This is what humans are also doing, right? But they have it in a more sophisticated and complicated form, where we have an elaborate arrangement of eating. We just don't eat one thing like a cow is eating, or we don't just sleep anywhere. We have a bed, some have a 1-bedroom house, some have a 10-bedroom house. But ultimately, what we are doing is we are sleeping on the bed. We are engaged in mating or having children. That's what animals are also doing. And we are defending and protecting ourselves. There is absolutely no difference in the activities of both animal and humans. But then what differentiates us from animals? Then why are we not just animals? What differentiates us?
We have mind and intelligence.
Yes, Mataji?
We have mind and intelligence.
We have mind. Animals also have mind and intelligence. Have you seen the structure of some birds, the nest they create? It's like the architecture is so great. They put like 2 compartments and all. You see a beaver building a dam. How much intelligence is there? It's one step more. Just go one step more. Consciousness. Yes, consciousness. But what activity we can do different than these 4?
Free will.
We have a free will, right? We have a free will to do what?
Well,
I am going to eat. No, today I am not going to eat.
we aren't being as driven by these urges
Mhm.
as animals are. So it gives us a chance to reflect. and think.
Okay. We can use our free will to reflect on what we are doing and what should we do. So what different can we do from animals other than eating, sleeping, mating, or not eating, not sleeping, not mating, and not defending? Yes, Paul.
You can inquire into the absolute truth.
We can inquire into the absolute truth. Absolutely, thank you, Prabhu. So what the Shastras tell us is the difference between us human and animals is that we can is the highest form of dharma that we can follow, which is inquire into the absolute truth. The truth is not just who am I. Yes, when I say who am I, when I find who am I, why am I here? What is the nature of this world? So in the Hitopdesh it is said, Ahara nidra bhayamaituna cha samanyam etat pashubhir naranam. Dharma hi tesham adhika vishesho dharmena hina pashubhi saman. Eating, sleeping, fear and sexual activity are common to both animals and humans. Dharma is the unique quality of humans. Those who lack dharma are like animals. Now the question arises, what is dharma? Dharma, like Prabhu said, we need to inquire into the absolute truth. But we can also say dharma is also our duties, right? Like there are 2 kinds of dharma that is prescribed in our scriptures. One is the swadharma. The swadharma is related to our body. So what stage of life I am in and what ashram I am in, the varna ashrama system that is described in our scriptures, that is mostly related to our body. But then we have another dharma also. Now how is this swadharma different from animals? Now if I say I am a father or I am a mother and my dharma is to protect my child. So animals are also protecting their children. They are feeding their children. They make sure they grow independent. They learn to fly and then they let them go. In fact, humans are more attached and they won't let go. But I think animals do a better job in that dharma. If we say, oh, I am a patni vrata or a pati vrata, what I hold you one mate. We have animals who will stay their whole life with only one mate. And when like we have the example of swans, it's said when one of them dies, the other also dies in a few days. So we have animals also having that sense of swadharma. If we say no, I'm not just taking care of my family, I'm taking care of my whole society. I'm doing this seva, I'm into humanity, and I feed the poor or I do this and that. So we have these packs, animals that live in packs. And in wolf, if any of you is interested in the geography channel, they know that wolf, they will stay in a pack, and there will be an alpha wolf who will make sure that the pack is taken care of. He will be the leader of that wolf. So even that animals are doing. So that doesn't separate us from, when we talk about dharma, if we are restricting ourselves to only the dharma related to our body and our relationship, it still does not separate us from being a human by doing what our absolute dharma is. What our absolute dharma is, the dharma of the soul, which is also called Sanatan Dharma. The Sanatan Dharma has now become a very political term, but if you look at the scriptures, what is Sanatana? Sanatana is eternal. What is eternal? Our soul is eternal. So we have a duty towards our soul. Our soul is right now entrapped in this body, entrapped in this material world. And we need to take our soul out of it. That is our dharma. That is why we have got this human body, that I can inquire into it and I can make the effort to release my soul, to help my soul free itself from this gross and subtle body that is stuck in this material world. Now, of course, there are like elaborate reasons, and we can delve into it about why we are stuck here. But just having that inquiry is very important. What are those inquiries, like Prabhu said, inquiring about the absolute truth? Who is the Supreme Lord, and how am I related to it? How do I re-establish my relationship, my original constitutional position with Him? So until we question that, some people, like when they follow the path of yoga system, they get stuck on, oh, who am I? They follow this path, and they will reach the path, oh, I am the soul, I am free from all this material entanglement. But they never get into the second step of finding out who the absolute truth is, who is the Supreme Lord who is running this. How did we get into this material world? So if we can look into this triangle of the Jiva, the Supreme Lord, and this Prakriti, which has entrapped us, and what is my relationship with all these three, that is when my true dharma towards my soul starts, just with that inquiry. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Canto 1, Chapter 2, Shloka 8, it is said, Dharma svanushtita pumsam vishvaksena katha suyam natupade yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead. So if at any point of our activity, whatever spiritual practices we are doing, if we have not come to the point where we inquire about the Supreme Lord, but Supreme Lord Himself came 5,000 years ago to tell us what our dharma is, how to follow it, and the easiest way to come out of it. And if we don't even bring out a little inquiry towards finding that out, then the whole life is a waste. Because if we delve deeper into it, we will see all our efforts of ours, if we are following a Swadharma of Varna and Ashrama, all that effort is useless, because in the end what will happen? All these things will be left here, and you will be given another body. You'll have another set of parents, you'll have another set of later children, another set of relatives, and then your dharma will be towards them. I mean, it's funny, it's like people will have this discrimination against people about, oh, this color or this from this religion or whatever basis they will find to discriminate. But they don't understand their life is limited, and it's not in their hand on what life they will get in their next life. They might be born in the family or in the same color or creed that they are despising right now. So without inquiring into that, what happens? You are just getting into a cycle and going round and round. And unfortunately, with the social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, the message spreads so easily. It's so easy to hate anyone, or hate a thought, or hate a community. But if that energy is focused on the Supreme Lord, then there will be no space for hatred, because we all are connected to that one person. Now here we know that when we are constitutional, most of the people who are from the Hindu religion, they know that they are the soul. From the childhood, they know they have been told, oh, you are the soul, you are not the body. For them, Atma and all is very real. Yet we keep continuing, we don't come to the Lord. So the Lord Himself says in the 7th chapter that not everybody comes to Him. Even the people who are following the spiritual path, who are different types of karma yoga or jnana yoga or dhyana yoga, there are different practices to realize yourself, to know that I am Brahman, I am not this body. Even those people, even very few of them out of them will come to Him. In the 3rd shloka of the 7th chapter in Bhagavad Gita, He says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatpataha. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So we see so many, especially now, there's so many paths available. You go, there are so many organizations, there are so many ways, so many, swamis and rituals and ways they will tell you to, get out of your misery. But Krishna says, even, first of all, not many people will take up the path of yoga. Yes, there is a system of karma kanda where you can do certain things to get out of your misery temporarily. But yoga is a system where you want to look for permanent solution. Even if you're doing dhyan yoga, gyan yoga, or any other form of yoga, people try different methods to reach perfection. Now, among the whole population that we know today, how many are actually are trying to find their true self? Right? Most of the people are busy in their life. They are busy with their jobs or taking care or some misery or something. But they are not following. Out of them, very rare few will actually take up the path of yoga and do it seriously. And Krishna is saying, of those millions of people, few will take up the path of yoga. And then, even if those people who take up the path of yoga, very few will actually achieve perfection in this lifetime or many lifetimes. There is just very few of them. Some of them will drop it in between. They will try some other method, something else. Very few will achieve perfection. People who achieve perfection, out of those thousands of people who achieve perfection, only few will know me. Now, why is that? Why is like Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord, who's taking care of everyone? Why is it that people do not, only very few people reach me? Even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago. He was if any of you don't know, he is the Yuga avatar of Kali Yuga. Every Yuga has an avatar that comes to establish religion for that Yuga. So although we know there are 4 yugas, and there might be, like in Satya Yuga, people used to do meditation, and they used to do tapasya for many years to achieve the highest, to realize, to go back to God. But that was the Yuga Dharma of that age, and at that time Krishna took that avatar to establish the religion for that age. Similarly, every age has a dharma that is particularly for that age, that will help you achieve God. And Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to establish the Yuga Dharma of Kali Yuga. So when he came here, he himself, who was telling us that chanting of the holy name is the only way in this yuga to achieve God, he said, Brahmandi Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Vijay. He's not talking just about the earth, not about this planet, or not about one universe. There are many universes, each universe has a Brahma, and that universe has 14 planetary systems. So he's talking about many Brahmans, not even one universe. In many universes, as a soul, we go from one body to another universe, to somewhere else as per our desire and karma. He says one Bhagyavan, one person will get this Bhakti Lata Bij, will get actually the devotional service to Krishna. Now why is that? Now we might think, oh, but there is Krishna temple is everywhere. Bhagavad Gita, almost everybody, like we see people distributing the Bhagavad Gita. Why does it say that he He comes and he's saying that very few people will get the devotional service. So if you see, when Krishna comes in the day of Brahma, Brahma's day is very longer than what our day is. We have 4 yugas, Sati Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. These 4 yugas make one cycle which is known as the Mahayuga. When these Mahayugas, 1000 cycles happen, that makes one day of Brahma. In this one day of Brahma, Krishna himself comes only once. So in the Dwapar Yuga that Krishna comes, that the Kali Yuga after that Dwapar Yuga is when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. So this is the Dwapar Yuga, and this Dwapar Yuga just went, that is when Krishna comes, and our Kali Yuga is the time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gave us this knowledge of Krishna Bhakti. So imagine how rare it is for us to be born in 1 in 1000 Kali Yuga. You could have not been born in any Kali Yuga, but this is the Kali Yuga where he distributes Krishna Prem just like that, like freely, like thrown away. You see so many devotees standing on roads distributing Bhagavad Gita, chanting, distributing books, telling about the Lord. There are so many classes happening everywhere around the world. Why? Because Krishna shows that mercy once in one Kali Yuga, which is known as the Divya Kali Yuga, which is going on right now, when he himself gives his own devotional service to people freely. And if being born in this Dwapar Yuga, how many people know about this? About Krishna. And there are so many people who know about Krishna but don't take it seriously, or understand, or even if somebody gives them a Bhagavad Gita, they pick up and read. So he says to get Krishna is very, very rare, to take it and practice it. So then the question arises, why don't people take Krishna? Why don't people go to Krishna? He's the Supreme Lord. He's doing everything for us. He's even showing the way for us to get out of us from here, from this material world. So why don't we take up this process or go to Krishna? So Krishna himself tells in the shloka that is previous to what we are discussing on the people who don't come to him. He says, Na mam dushkritino muda prapadyante naradama maya paharta jnana asurim bhavamashrita. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Now, why don't they surrender? The first thing that he is saying, they are dushkritino. What is kritino? Kritino is some pious activities that we do to uplift our soul or to make our position better. Now, when we use that for some wrong purpose, with the wrong intention in mind, it becomes dushkritino. Now, when we go to buy something new in the market, something new comes up and we buy an iPhone, what comes with it?
Manual.
A manual, yes. A manual comes in. So if you have something that somebody told you, you don't know how to operate it, and the manual has come with it, but you think, oh, I don't need to see the manual. What happens? What if you don't use the object without the instructions?
Break.
You can break it, right?
You may not be able to take full advantage.
We will not be able to take full advantage of it. Right? If you don't read the instruction properly, we might create some short circuit also in the house. We might, that thing might not work to the efficiency that it is supposed to work. We might just be underusing it, and we ultimately break it. So when Krishna made this whole universe and set everything here and sent us here, he didn't give us a manual for it. Did he give us a manual? Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Bhagavad Gita came 5,000 years ago. What before that? The Vedas. So Brahma got the 4 Vedas before he started creating the universe. So he gave the manual even before the Brahma started creating it. So we see that in the previous yugas also. With each yuga, we know that the dharma goes down. We don't follow things. But initially, everybody was reading the Vedas, and that is why it was called the Sanatana Dharma, because it was a manual. It was how you have been given a human body. This is how, and this is the purpose. You are supposed to use it. Now, a lot of time people say, "Oh, we were with Krishna. Why did Krishna send us here on the first place? Because the universe was not there. I didn't create any karma and all." So there's always the answers to all these questions is there in our scriptures. When we are kids, when we are small, we want something, and our parents know that this is not good. We want a chocolate. We want to eat a lot of chocolate, and the parents say, "No, don't eat it. It's not good for you." What does the child do? He throws a tantrum. He will still keep, "No, I want it. And what does the parent do in the end? Like, okay, go. A child wants to, you're cutting vegetable and like, "I want to also cut. The kids do that. They see you cutting and they also want to cut. Do you give him the knife? You don't give him the knife, right? What do? We'll get him a play set, right? Okay, play with it. Fulfill your desire, right? So this is what Krishna has given us because of our desires. We wanted to lord it over. We saw Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Oh, we also want to do the same thing what my parent is doing. So he created this universe. He said, "Okay, go play, but to follow these rules." Now, why did he give these rules? Did he give the rules so that, I don't want this person to be free, I don't want my child to be free? Is that the reason why we give rules to children? So when yes, Prabhu.
To organize society.
Yes, to organize, to make sure that everything is working in an orderly manner without disturbing other people. I have a desire, I want to buy a motorcycle, I want to drive on it. Now my parent says, "No, it's very dangerous, don't do that." And I might drive rashly, I will not even endanger my life, I will endanger other people's life also. So what the parent says, "Okay, you go to the driving school, you learn all the rules and laws of driving on the road. You take a helmet, you have to wear a helmet all the time. Okay, now here's a motorcycle, go and drive." Now a child that is following all the rules and regulations is wearing the helmet, he will nicely drive, enjoy his life and come back. But then there is this one person who is like, "Oh, rules are for other people. Why should I follow the rule? Oh, helmet is not cool. People can't see me. I'm driving such a cool motorcycle." And then when that person hurts himself and he hurts other people, is it right for him to say, "Why did my parents do this? Why did he give me the motorcycle in the first place when it was going to hurt me?" Right? Whose fault is it? So the same analogy applies in the material world. When Krishna sent us to fulfill our desire, he gave us the Vedas. Okay, this is the right way to fulfill our desires. You go, you follow the right way, you fulfill the desire, and once your desire is fulfilled, this is the way you come back home. But what happened? We got entangled in those desires. We not only got entangled in the desire, we wanted more. And we wanted quickly. We didn't want the long process of following rules and regulations. Oh, give me quickly. So for getting something quickly, we started doing wrong things and started breaking the rules. So who are those Kritinos? Who are into all these greed and they want personal sense into it. They are not caring about other people, and in the process, they are doing wrongful things. And what happens when you do wrongful things? Maya takes over you more and more, and then you are doomed. You don't come to Krishna, and that is your way to go back home. So here he is saying 4 kinds of such dushkritinos don't come to me. First is Mudha, grossly foolish. Who are grossly foolish people? Most of the world today, I'm sorry to say that. But people are busy so much in their daily activities that when you go and tell them, "Oh, there's a class going on, please join it." "Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I have this problem going on, or I can't, I have other commitments." They'll find hundreds of reasons not to come, not to know about Krishna, but they'll have all the time in the world to do all the other things. So Krishna, why is he saying them grossly foolish? He's saying them grossly foolish because you are stuck, you are in a prison, and somebody is giving you the key to come out, and you are saying, "Oh, I'm having fun here. Don't disturb me." So for such people, the thing is, no, you are being foolish. Please use your intelligence. Please come out of it. Please take it. So these people who are busy, who are working like animals just to take care of, whatever they call as Swadharma, and then not their occupational duties, and they are not thinking about getting out, then they are like stuck here forever. They will not come to Krishna. Then second is Naradhama, lowest of mankind. If you open up the news, look at the news, or people is like, there's no dearth of such people. They do all wrongful activities to hurt other people or cause problem to other people. So they are all engaged in all lowest kind of activities. Third is Maya Paharita Jnana. The kind of people who are very intelligent. They have lot of knowledge, lot of material knowledge, and they think I know everything. So if you tell them anything about Krishna, they'll start questioning, they'll talk about science, and fortunately now science has come to a point where they know that now it's like, oh, it's out of our control, it's gone into quantum physics, and now they're looking for God particle. But usually all these philosophical people who have a lot of philosophies about other things, and they will always question. They will not accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord. He said they will also, they are deluded. Maya has taken their knowledge. Maya apaharita jnana. They are very knowledgeable, materially so-called knowledgeable people, but they will not accept Krishna. Then fourth is asurim bhavam ashrita. They are atheists. They straight away say there is no God. I don't believe in God. This is one life. I am here to enjoy. Zindagi na milegi dobara, and this is it. So they're totally into enjoying material life, and they are professed atheists. They will not come to Krishna. Now, is it like these people are doomed forever? Will they never get Krishna?
It depends.
Yes, sir.
It depends. They need a moment's association with
Yes.
a person.
Absolutely. A moment's association with a pure devotee can turn them into devotees. And we have a lot of stories in scriptures about, there was this hunter Mrigari who was like killing animals, torturing them, but just by a little association of Narad Muni, he turned into a devotee. We have, of course, we all know about the Valmiki, who was a dacoit, and just a few little association with Narad Muni, he became Sage Valmiki. So these are still not doomed, especially in this. Yes, bro.
I have a question.
Yes, bro.
What if someone takes Krishna as, let's say, a mythical figure who was so charismatic to solve a huge problem, right?
Yes.
Even if you say it's a mythical, but apparently he has solved a difficult problem, right? And someone just takes him as is,
Political figure, yeah.
or even ideal, like those who want to play cricket, they can take Sachin Tendulkar. So if someone wants to be a what do you call, arbitrator or whatever in success, if he just takes him as his teacher, what is wrong? Why do we have to believe that he is the God? What does God mean?
Yeah, absolutely. He could be a really great politician.
Yeah.
There have been people who have been like great personalities who have changed
Right.
the world, and even now you'll find some few people.
Right.
So for who God is, there are our sages. There's Rishi Parashamuni who has defined who God is.
Yeah.
He has 6 opulences, and those 6 opulences are not limited. He has unlimited of those 6 opulences. Now I'll just take one of them. One is strength, right?
Yeah.
So strength, now you can say, okay, how do I measure that? There are such people who are like WWF or whatever, a lot of strength and all those things. But it's simple incident from Krishna Katha. Krishna picked up the whole huge mountain in the little finger of his left hand for 7 days and 7 nights. Now, can you think of anyone who can surpass that?
I understand that. All 6 qualities like that, he has unlimited amount, right? Oshadya, Vidya, Josh, Gyan, Vairagya, right? All those things he has unlimited, right? However, for a human like me, the definition of unlimited is when I lose my mind, right? Because that's what the definition of unlimited, right?
Yeah.
Because we are a limited human being.
Yes.
So that's why we cannot comprehend him though. We can say that, he hugely influential, or these 6 qualities he has huge, I cannot even measure it. That's the definition of unlimited, right? So what is wrong with that thought process, you know?
No, yes, so
Yeah.
what is your question? So he
The
should
question
be God
is,
or
like, can I just take him as my ideal human, right? Not instead of God.
God.
Yeah.
So what stopped you from taking him as God?
Because I cannot comprehend God, what God means to me.
So
Yeah.
that is the thing. See,
Yeah.
when you talk about surrender, Krishna says surrender unto me.
Yeah, fine.
Can you,
I
when
can
you,
surrender to him
Yeah.
because I want to achieve his qualities.
Mhm.
I want to surrender to him whatever he is saying.
Mhm.
Like now he is not in human form.
Yes.
I was not fortunate enough to born in that
Mhm.
like his associates. But at least I can read Gita and I can see what he has done. I can read Bhagavatam and see what he has done and try to emulate or imitate that quality to achieve that quality. You know.
Yeah, so first, to imitate Krishna's qualities is impossible. I mean, if you pick up one by one what you just said, unlimited, humans are limited. You agree with that, right? Humans are limited or they are unlimited?
Limited, very limited.
Very
That's why we cannot
limited.
comprehend him.
And you just said Krishna is unlimited.
Yeah.
So how would you fit that in the human category?
That's where my thoughts is.
It's
That's
the
my
intellect, right? The intellect is not accepting.
right.
The intellect, because we are so set in the concepts, and Krishna is what? He's breaking those concepts in Bhagavad Gita. When you read, have you read Bhagavad
Yeah,
Gita?
yeah, many times. Yes.
So when you read the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is what? He's asking question. He's not stopping. He's just not listening, right? He's like, no, but why this, why that, but what is this? So he's breaking his concepts. So unless we break our concept, intellect is all concept. When he says about Buddhi Yoga in the 2nd chapter, what is he saying? Na dveshti, na kamshiti. Then he's saying who's some in anger and what is happening here? You are breaking your concept, your intellectual concept. Can you be equanimous with concepts?
Okay.
There can be no equanimity. That is Buddhi Yoga. So you have to bring your Buddhi to that stage, and that's when Krishna says you become a Sthitar-dhi. You can focus, and that is when you can understand Krishna better. So for that we have to break those concepts. That I am a human, he is a God, why should I take him God? No. It's like, okay, I break my concept, you are God, I am nothing. I cannot imitate you, I am at your feet, you do what is needed for me. That is what is surrender. Because we are raised in such a way that we are programmed to solve our own problems. So when we have a problem, we totally go back to our intellect of how to solve the problem. Right? God is our backup. When that's what I was going to discuss next. When all our backups, when our intellect, all our strength fails, then oh God, you have my last option. Right? When we get that intelligence, he's our first option. That's when devotion starts. You are my first option, you are my only option, and I'm done with this. That's when your devotional journey starts. So that breaking of concept, when you start breaking it, all the qualities that Krishna is talking about start coming to you. Krishna says only my devotees can understand me. So if you have that desire to understand him, how do I become your devotee? Ask that. How do I become your devotee? Please give me the intelligence. Whenever you go to Krishna, you say, give me the intelligence that I can become your devotee, because only your devotee can know you. So that's how when you do step by step, you finally get to the stage where things will be revealed to you. I know it's difficult.
It is. Yeah,
It is.
Very difficult.
So we'll move on to, last we'll take this. To who accepts Krishna, who comes to Krishna then. So Krishna says, like we read, Chaturvida bhajante ma jana sukritono Arjuna. They are pious people. That means they are following the rules and regulations of the scriptures. They don't do any pap activity or a wrongful action for solving their problem. And who are these? These are the one who comes to me. Who will be there? 4 kinds of people. Artha, Arthati, Jigyasu, Jnani. Artha, one who is distressed. We are all distressed in some form. This world is full of distress. Krishna himself defines this world. He is the creator of this world, and he says this is Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Why is it not Sukhalayam and Shashvatam? Why? Krishna made something for us. He's the best. He should have made the best thing for us. Why didn't he make it Sukhalaya Shashvatam?
Because he loves us.
Because
Because he loves us.
because he loves us. Yes,
He wants us back home.
he wants us
We
back.
it's wonderful we never come back home. He doesn't really love us.
Yes, absolutely. Would we want to go from a very happy place? We are stuck in this body, we don't realize. We are stuck in this body, we are stuck in the mind, we are stuck in the intelligence, we are stuck in our karma. And that is why, if we don't have all these things, we won't be here. We don't realize this is Dukhalaya Ashashvatam, this is place of misery. If you go to a library, if you go to a Kitabalaya, you'll get books, right? If somebody goes to Madiralaya, he gets alcohol. So when you go to Dukhalaya, you get Dukh. This is a place of misery. So everybody has our miseries, and what do when they have misery? When the misery, first thing is they try to solve the problem. When they can't solve the problem and the misery is bigger than their ability to solve it, they look for something that is beyond this material world, that is bigger than this material world, that can come and solve. So they are the artha, they are the distressed people. My job is, I had a job, it's lost now, or I have this disease that no doctor is being able to diagnose, or there's so many kinds of three basic, there's some earthquake has happened, some flood has happened, or the disease has, widespread disease has come up. So these distresses, they come to us, and that is when some people will go to Krishna. He said, those are the kind of who think about me and come to me. The second type is what? Artharthi. Artharthi is one desire of wealth, or anything you want from Krishna. Oh, I want a bigger house. Oh, I want more money. May I get a promotion? Or something I want, some name, fame, or some wealth. Anything I want, then we go to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, please, this is what I want. Give it to me. So Artharthi are the second kind of people. Third is Jigyasu, the inquisitive. Now we have inquisitive people. Being inquisitive is part of being human. We should question. Some people, they will come who are like, oh, there's a Bhagavad Gita going on, or let me go and hear what is it about. Or some other, about Krishna, there's some Bhagavatam going on, so about Krishna they want to hear. So they'll go to Krishna. And the fourth are the Jnanis, or the one who is searching for the absolute truth. Jnani is one who has realized that, oh, I don't belong here. This material world is not where I'm supposed to be. I am the soul, I'm the Brahman. Why am I stuck here? There has to be something more higher than that. They are looking for the absolute truth. So they are the Jnanis. They will also come to Krishna. They are the four types of people. Krishna says they will come to me. So who is the best of them? Of all the four, Krishna says in the next shloka. Tesham jnani nitya yukta ek bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnanino atyartham aham sacha mama priya. Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me. So the Jnani, the person who has full knowledge of what? Full knowledge of our physics, chemistry, math. I have a PhD, a double PhD. I have so many, research done. What is the definition of full knowledge for Krishna? Who knows that I am not this body? Knowing that I also know, everybody in this room knows that we are not the body. But when some misery comes to the body, we feel, oh, this pain, my leg is hurting, I'm sitting for a long time. We realize that no, I am the body. So we have that intellectual understanding that I'm not the body, but it has not come to our realization that, oh, I'm not the body. All these things is only at the level of the body happening. If the thoughts are coming, they are only happening at the level of my mind. The mind is not me, the intellect is not me, the body is not me. So I am something beyond it. So they have reached the Brahman stage. There is something beyond that is not affected by any of this. So he who is in full knowledge of me. Now is that enough? Lot of people that have reached the state of Aham Brahmasmi. Right? There are big swamis or great sages who have researched Aham Brahmasmi. But most of them will stop there. We saw Krishna said, lot of people who reach perfection, They, after reaching perfection, only a few of those who have reached perfection will come to me. Come to who? To the Supreme Lord. To surrender. It's very difficult to surrender for human beings, especially in this age of Kali where we depend so much on our strength, on our abilities, on our intellect. We can't surrender. We will stand and fight because that is what we have been taught. So we'll stand and fight and somebody beats us or something, then we're like, oh, you don't go and don't talk to that person or don't argue with that person, they will give it back to me. But when does surrender happen? Where does surrender happen? Why is it so difficult for human beings to surrender? False ego. False ego. I can do it. That's what we are trained. I can do it. Because we don't have the knowledge that everything is being done for us. We don't do anything. We assume that we are doing it, but we are not doing it. If I am not the body and my hand goes and picks this up, I think I am doing it. No, my hand is picking it up. The energy is the Prakriti that is picking it up. The soul does nothing. The soul sits and desires. What does the body is just moving around doing everything, but I am not the body. I have a desire that the Prakriti is fulfilling it for me. Because of my karma, somebody's Prakriti has more intelligence, somebody has less intelligence, somebody has more bodily sense, some has less bodily sense because of our karma. But these outer things are not ours. But because of a false ego, we think, oh, I am this body, I did this. I studied so hard, so I became a doctor. Oh, I worked so much, so now I have a promotion, now I am the CEO. No, everything is done for us. But we don't have the ability to see it. And that ability to see comes from when we have this inquiry, and not just at the intellect level, when we start working on it, when we use our senses to do those services for devotional service or walk on that path of yoga, to actually achieve that understanding or that cognizance where we accept that, oh, I am not doing anything. So this is being done for us. And when we realize, when a child realizes at some point, and I think it is when he goes to college, that he realizes that, oh, my mom was cooking such nice dinner. Oh, when he's married, he realizes, oh, it was such a nice time. I was sitting at home before marriage, and when I was a child, my parents would do everything. I would just go out and play, come back. Oh, my parents cared so much for me. When do they realize? When they get married and have their own children. That's when our love for our parents increases. Oh my God, they did so much. So it's the same with human beings. We don't realize that there's somebody doing it for us. When we realize that somebody is doing, if you read the 15th chapter, Krishna says, I'm even digesting your food. We think we are eating it. We are digesting it. We are so strengthful. We drink like 2 protein shakes every day. But who's digesting it? Even Krishna is even doing that. So when you realize that thing, then you realize, why is he doing all this for me? He has so much love for me that he is even coming down to that level. We come and we do little service to Krishna. We think we are serving Krishna. No, Krishna is serving us. The day you realize Krishna is serving us, you realize, why is Krishna serving us? Oh, he has so much love for me. We surrender in love. We don't surrender in force. Krishna defeated, who was that, Jarasan? No, Jarasan, right?
13 times. Yeah, Jarasan.
He defeated him. He put him put his hair. He humiliated him. He should have surrendered, right? So much force. That one Krishna alone is coming and fighting his whole thousands of army with chariots. No army with him. Single Krishna. And he leaves him. It's 17 times. He doesn't realize that he is so strong. Because force cannot make you surrender. There you see, you go to Vrindavan, or you go to Dasi. People are surrendered to him. They are like, oh, my Krishna, my Krishna. They are so much in love with him. So where there is love, there is surrender. So if you are struggling to surrender, the moment you realize how much Krishna loves me, how much he is doing everything for me. Krishna is just not belong to one society or one person or one Swami. Even an ant and a small insect, he's taking care of them. So much love he has. Krishna belongs to everybody. He is there with every soul. When that realization comes, then you surrender to Him. Oh my God, what am I doing here? That love arises. Surrender we have associated negatively as something, negative, like why should I surrender? I am not low. No, surrender is the more love you have, the surrender that happens is it blossoms love, and that is what Krishna is. He's bliss. We are bliss. We are Satchitanand. He is Satchitanand. So that bliss comes when there is love, and that is there with children also. The more with love we tell them something, there is a chance of them doing things more than we, the more we get strict, they just wait for the opportunity to break that rule or rebel against you. So by force, never surrender happens. It only happens in love, and that love happens with realization. So he's seeing one who is in full knowledge of me. What happens then when he hears about Krishna and he realizes that, oh Krishna, so what are the two conditions? Nitya Yukta, continuously. It's not like, oh today I am doing, tomorrow I will not do, or today I have a lot of work, I will do it day after tomorrow. Nitya Yukta, he is continuously doing Ek Bhaktir. He is my Lord, He is Krishna. One pointed focus on Krishna. That He is very dear to me. Now he's like, is the rest of them not dear to Him? The rest are also dear to Him. But what is the difference? Artho Artharthi Jigyasu. For him, Krishna is the means for attaining material gain. Whether you want some pious result out of it, or I'm going to chant, I'm going to get the benefit of 1,000 heart sacrifices, and then I'll get a nice loka. Or I want, Krishna, please give me a promotion, or my boss is bothering me, I'm not taking care of him. Artha Arthi Jigyasu, or they want something from the material universe. So for them, Krishna is a means to achieve something. But when you go to a pure devotee, this material world is a means to achieve Krishna. He will use everything he has to serve Krishna, to show his love for Krishna, to serve him. So that is the difference between a devotee, a pure devotee, a jnani who has become a pure devotee, and their artha, and jigyasu. But will these people not, have these people no hope? These people, once they come in contact with the right path, ultimately they will also become pure devotees. And we have this example, Artho Gajendra Prabhu just now told us the story. He was a devotee of the Lord, and that he used to do that prayer every day. But when he got into distress, that prayer automatically came out. And full force he called out to the Lord, and the Lord came and released him, and he went back to Vaikuntha in a 400 form. And then we see the example of Jigyasu, the sages of Naimisharanya. When Shukdev Goswami told the Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, Sut Goswami, he heard the whole Bhagavatam from Shukdev Goswami. So all these sages, as it said, 80,000 sages, they came to, when they came to know Sut Goswami is there, they came to him to ask him about the Srimad Bhagavatam, about knowing about Srimad Bhagavatam, and because of the association and hearing about the Lord, they also took up the path of pure devotional service. Artharthi Dhruv Maharaj was insulted by his stepmother to not sit in his father's lap. And he got so angry, and his mom said, only the Lord can help you. And he was so determined to get to the Lord. For what? He said, I will ask the Lord to give me a kingdom that is greater than my grandfather. Who is his grandfather? Brahma is his grandfather. He want a kingdom larger than Brahma's kingdom. So he goes, but he meets Narad Muni. Narad Muni tests him, and he realizes, no, he's very strong, and he wants to get Krishna. So he gives him the mantra. In 6 months, the Lord comes and grants him. And what does Dhruv Maharaj say? Oh, now I realize that the kingdom that I want, that was larger than Brahma's kingdom, is like stones for me, it's like glass pieces for me. And then Gyani, we had the 4 Kumaras, Shukdev Goswami, they were Brahma Gyanis. They already knew they are not their body, they are the soul. And when they heard about the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Shukdev Goswami heard from Vyasadeva, when 4 Kumaras, when they were passing from the Vaikuntha and heard and smelled the tulsi leaves that were offered to the Lord, they became very like, what is this smell coming from? And they got attracted to the Lord. So they turned into pure devotees. So they in fact became Shukdev Goswami, 4 Kumaras. They are counted among the 12 Mahajanas. So here Krishna says in the 19th shloka, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavanam Prabhadite Vasudeva Sarvamiti So Mahatmasu Devadeva. After many birth and death, he who actually is in knowledge, surrenders unto me, knowing me to be cause of all causes and all that. Such a great soul is very rare. And having that, being that soul, that rare soul is the opportunity given to us in this difficult Yuga, a very simple path of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to reach the Supreme Lord. I think my time is up. So, one question, if anyone has, we can probably take. Okay, no question. We'll chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra one day. Oh, I'm
Can
sorry.
I make a comment?
Yes, Prabhu.
Just in relation to this nice devotee over here, Jiva Goswami is noted as, among scholars, the greatest philosopher of all time. He says, we can't know God through our material means. Right? If we want to know God, we've got to realize that we can't figure Him out in some. But God can be realized. So the process of realizing when we sadhana bhakti, engaging in devotional service, following the guidance of a spiritual master, to the degree that we do that, Krishna, by his, he reveals himself in all aspects of himself, to the degree that we apply that. So Krishna can be realized, but we can't figure him out period, but he can reveal him to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very important point.
And as long as we don't engage in loving devotional service to Krishna and the guides of the spiritual masters, without realizing him, we don't get free of the cycle of birth and death.
Yes, absolutely. This is the only way to realize. If you study the Bhagavad Gita carefully, I'm not sure, Prabhu, have you read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita or some
Yeah.
So if you, like Prabhu is saying, under the guidance of a senior devotee or through a guru, when you read it, you understand that he's actually showing you the way. You have to engage in that service and he will reveal to you. You can't.
Yeah, my only still, it will remain there because I'm trying to understand this. Try to fathom unfathomable, because God is unfathomable, because you say like 6 qualities He has unlimited, right? And unlimited something, limited human body cannot understand, right?
But we
So-
can realize it.
Yeah, okay, that's
We
what
can't understand, but we can realize it.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but not through our material means. You're right, the mind gets blown, perfect, because we're not the intellect. The beautiful thing about the Hare Krishna mantra is similar in chanting. As Prabhupada says, it transcends the intellectual plane,
Yep. Yeah.
and it's the soul. And as we do that, Krishna gradually reveals everything.
It has to transcend, because unlimited we cannot measure, right? My yardstick is limited, right? So it has to go beyond something I can think of. Yeah.
So that's what he's saying, like drop the intellect, you chant, it will take you there.
But
But-
I don't want to say you have to drop it, use intellect to its maximum point. That's what Dr. Vinod Thakur writes in this article, Love and Reason. Vaishnava is the most reasonable. We use reason to its maximum degree. And at that point, we surrender.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing left. And the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we don't want to, I'm sorry, we're probably using a different reference.
No, I can understand that. Yeah, that's.
So definitely, Vaishnava is the most reasonable. We take reason as the maximum
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So first of all, I'd like to thank Mataji for explaining the topic very nicely. The examples which she gave were also very relevant, and it was very easy to relate to the topic because of those. So we'll thank Mataji by one time chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So now we'll have Aarti, but before that, I see a lot of